decent amount of right clicks too. Gets the armor bonus when he gets it off. Nice.
And if that Wraith King move top shows anything, it's that Mineski are happy to push these early towers, take early fights, which Command give you.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Once you take that fast tier 1, the game becomes so simple for offlane players. You just push the lane when it feels like it's safe, and then you just jungle in the time in between here. Oh, nice. We can hear the stream. That's on your computer now.
We've got Dota sounds. Isn't that Dota sounds?
That's a stream sounds. Oh. I mean, we can make this a 5-man cast if you want. I'm down. You got it? Okay. I know what it was. It was your Twitch stream when you were watching the stream earlier.
I forgot that was open in the background. That one's on me. I don't think the...
Hopefully that hasn't been playing the whole time.
Top lane, Baboka gets low, will not die to the damage over time from the Wraith Fire Blast.
You know, that's actually my favorite Dota Plus perk in the game is kills by skeleton hero kills. Dude, yes. That is the best one. I was like, oh, I'm buying this one for 10k.
Yep.
Sounds great.
I've got a fully decked out Wraith King with all the shards too.
That's a fun hero.
Bottom lane, SRF. Getting very low to the Laguna Blade. Didn't actually go down. The heal press the attack live, and first Laguna seen, and
that's okay. That skill sucks. For an ultimate, it's 450 damage. It's pretty underwhelming, but it is low cooldown at least. Compared with the other aspects of the hero, it's very solid.
Yeah, Lena's all about the full pack. It's not about any one individual spell is not that great.
Fiery Soul is broken, but yeah. Other than that, yes. The rest of the package is a little kind of all over the is decent. I definitely grab a lot of Lena skills when I play with Dude. So right now, IG is just kind of trying to find some ground, I guess. Medusa's doing well, I feel like. She's just kind of AFK. She's got the Tri-Camp, so everything's fine there. Almost got Mask of Manus, so XXS should be on a really good trajectory to speed up.
This kind of slow pace favors IG, right? They've got Medusa, or is that not so much the case?
I just feel like she's off to a good start. You know, one of the games I watched recently was a Medusa game. It was a Resolution, so maybe it's a outlier game, but you know, he farmed super fast, outfarmed his opponents. In fact, if we're looking at Worth, he's at the top right now, and now they just finished Mask of Manus, so it's surely just going to get a little bit more one-sided.
Yes.
But I guess I'd also think about team fight stuff, and Mineski's good there too, so I don't know.
Mineski yet to get a kill. They did take that top tier 1 tower very early with the rotation, but I imagine they were probably expecting to be a bit more just generally aggressive and finding these plays, because, you know, heroes like Willow, heroes like Wraith King, Lena, you want to be fighting a bit, getting some kills, not just, you know, taking one tower in the first 12 minutes of the game. It feels like Mineski do need to do more, but they're going to have tools to do more once they get this Wraith King Blink, which he's 100 gold away from. Willow's level 6, will solo kill and aggressive, not find it.
Yeah, there's a couple of squishy heroes basically on the enemy team that should be really worried about that, because if Wraith King can at least initiate and get a stun, they have enough damage fallout between like Lena, even like Silencer and Monkey King, that I could see like Crystal Maiden and Earthshaker getting killed instantly. Some of these cases. They do get a scan. It was just Baboka level 5 Earthshaker, so they're kind of checking that out together, a little bit worried about a big smoke. And that's actually one of the scariest things, I guess, about what IG is doing, is that they are pretty much just AFK farming their jungle, but in moments like this, it gets scary because you don't know when they're actually leaving their jungle and prepping to smoke. So if you get a scan off on an Earthshaker like that, that's a little scary, and it requires more Mineski heroes to actually rotate over and try to show up and impact that.
Blink pick up now, and what it can do, he immediately TP's bottom on Ice and smokes with Willow. This is a great kill combo. The damage from the Bedlam and the Blink initiation, and he's also pushing. He summoned his skeletons to push top before he TP'd down here, so
great move.
That's gonna just force your enemies to send someone there to defend, and that opens up kills elsewhere.
He did nuke the creep wave here on Legion, so they same now. They'll go on him.
With the follow-up, would have the damage to get this one. The Bedlam's there. They're using everything. SRF is very fast, which makes this a little bit more difficult. They'll get the kill. And Eski's on the board.
So what they needed to do probably was stagger the Cursed Crown with Bramble if possible. It's hard though, but his Dispel caught both, and they're following up.
Yeah, Darrow wants another with the Boundless Strike follow-up. The perfect chain stun coming as Earthshaker look to counter Fissure. We'll get them their second kill, and they'll turn right into a push. Unfortunately, because he summoned the Skeleton's top, he doesn't have the bottom. He's got one lone.
Oh, it's there.
Yeah, he has Skeleton.
That's from killing the enemy hero, I think. He's queuing up a Midas next. Kind of interesting.
Okay.
Don't see it that often, but it's a nice way to like try to catch up in levels. Not that he needs to, because he's still doing well. But he does need to try to catch up and stay equal with a Medusa farm, which is not always going to be easy.
Yeah, my experience playing with this hero is his timings are around his levels, not so much his items. Particularly when you're not really the main carry. Even if you're playing safe lane Wraith King, your mid is more the carry because you're a hero that gets kited. Your level timings with level 3 ulti, it's a 40-second cooldown reincarnation. Often your level 20 talent, if you can get the double skeletons, is amazingly strong. And even against certain heroes with mana burn, you're like, it's going to be important because like you can't team fight against like those PL diffusal heroes or weavers until you've got your level 20.
Yeah, it feels bad when you have to get the no reincarnation mana cost. But if I don't know, if you're playing in like an average pub, that's like the first thing people pick is like PL Anti-Mage.
Yep.
And then you just have to out-level them and be aggressive, and then it can work out just fine. So, but and that's what it feels like right now. Isis is having a good game.
Also, you probably see this Medusa on the other team, and you're like, this game probably going late, even though we may not want it to. Can we really push high ground and beat this Medusa early? I think where things are at right now, you say no.
Did you see the Monkey King's item so far? It's cool.
The diffusal, I saw that queued up earlier.
I like this. It's an item that on paper seems like maybe the wrong choice, but when he uses his ultimate, it counts as a hero hit, which means that he's still getting 50 mana burn per hit in his ultimate. So if he catches a Medusa, that is actually going to be incredibly powerful early game.
And Medusa's a hero that kind of just sits still normally and, you know, sits there in a team fight, doesn't move, very easy to, you know, get caught in a Wukong's command.
Yeah, and he could Wukong's and just turn around. And they'll still be hitting the Medusa. It's actually kind of a cool solution. I think they picked it first, right? Like Medusa was the last pick, but
it was. Yeah.
It's still a cool pivot from Mushi here. And it's an item that basically does like it's like 60 damage or something for an agility hero. It's pretty strong if they have mana.
Yeah. If I'm Medusa seeing that, I'm thinking like I got to get a Hurricane Pike or something to get the hell out of that Wukong's command immediately. At the same time, there's so many stuns that they could just lock you down.
He's learning from Mushi at least. He's going for Manta style after his Mask of Mance, the much disliked. But with that said, it's a pretty good game for it. There's things like Yule Scepters. There's the Cursed Crowns, the Bramble Mazes. He's got to deal with Global Silence. There's a lot of really good reasons actually to have a Manta. It's just not a very good damage item for the cost is the downside. There's usually better things to buy. But I think this is the right game to pick it up, and I like it better than a BKB.
Given where things are going, he'll have plenty of time to get this Manta, and then also whatever follow-up items he so chooses.
They do have vision of the Earthshaker here. Very likely they're going to want to dive this. They're scanning, checking to see if there's a rotation. It's actually just some jungling heroes. But at the same time, they know if they go in this shaker under the tower, there's going to be 2 to 3 heroes really nearby, and they can also immediately get TP'd on. So I think if that scan saw nobody, they would probably kill the Burger. Yeah, 100%. This is like one of those dangerous moments where you have to try to predict what your opponents are doing. He doesn't know, I don't think. But he did interrupt his TP. And raindrop. Okay, they know of it as well. Maybe they did realize.
They must have seen like a jump or something.
Do you get like a raindrop pop up by any chance, even if they're in the darkness? I'm not sure if you do, but
he's going for the kill top. Drops the Wukongs on the Boka. The Echo. Whoa, that's questionable Echo Slam. May actually still survive. He didn't stun Mushi. He's gonna immediately pounce down and get a kill. So up getting the solo kill.
Okay, so definitely worth the time for Mushi in the end. He didn't technically want a TP, I guess. He just wanted to stick around and get that solo kill.
I actually think the Manta on the Medusa, the more I think about it, is essential item, like you said, or the BKB, and purely because of global. Like, Mineski just if they initiate with a whatever it is, Monkey King, or more likely the Wraith King Blink stun, and immediately global silence, there's no counterplay. Like, how do you actually deal with that? And you need Medusa to be able to immediately Manta and Stone Gaze to kind of bail out the whole
They're going to run at this Deuce, though. It's going to be hard to catch her. They wait for the creep wave to die. That way they can chase. They need to get in Yule's range, otherwise they won't be able to kill her. But yeah, she's running away now. This is pretty much over. They can hide in the side. No, they're going to show, actually. Maybe not. Not seeing any pings just yet.
They didn't have the...
They're well positioned for it, though. They're looking for reverse kills.
Both teams gathering around this bottom lane. We could see the first big global balance usage in a team fight here. Level 2 Wraith King ulti, so he's going to have that lower cooldown now, and he's happy to be the front line. Not a hero you want to go on.
So they see the Medusa smoke pop, now they see everybody. Is he going to blink away? No, they want to fight this, it seems like, but...
They're going to terrorize, they're going to go in, stun Medusa. Take this fight, the Terrorize is going to catch one. That's going to stop the Legion from helping out his team. There's no pressing attack, but Stone Gaze does barely come out, luckily. Nice on the front line. It's going to go down with just enough mana to reincarnate. He's completely alone and may just die a second time, though. Surrounded by 5 heroes, gets jeweled. Right-click down by the Medusa Mirana. And they lost the Lina in the back lines as well.
Yeah, she just kind of took a lot of damage. I mean, I'm kind of surprised they took this fight without Wukong's command. I would have thought that that would have been kind of mandatory, but I think it was the Manta just got connected from the Medusa, so
Oh, yeah.
they got there just in time. And as soon as the Medusa ulti comes out, then they just couldn't initiate. And now she just looks like the most boss hero ever, just blowing towers up.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah. Well, that one happened.
Almost got arrowed back here too. A lot of heroes waiting around.
Under attack. Radiant structures
Gonna-
are fortified.
Put IG in a pretty good place here. They've got a smallish gold lead, but considering that their lineup is pretty good late game with the Medusa, and heroes like Shaker to back up a Medusa sound potent this game.
Yeah, it should be pretty good.
Once they, it's one of those, to me, playing against silencers, like when you get enough items, you don't care about silencer anymore. You get your
Yeah.
BKBs, whatever it may be, and that 5-position silencer can suddenly feel pretty useless.
See if they can kill Legion here. They do get him.
It's not the heat. It's the
Did he? She must have stunned too early or something. Or maybe he cast press the attack before the stun hit or something. I'm not sure. I was confused. Still dead hero.
Hero, Midas online for Wraith King, popping that wherever he can. Not looking all too farmed.
Yeah, that was his first Midas usage. He got it right before that bottom fight, and the fight didn't go well, so he didn't get to use it until he comes back. And it's still like a 20-minute Midas, and this hero is really not that tanky yet without armor items. So something like a Blade Mill or an Armlet is pretty much required. If you don't get that, then your 2 lives kind of feel like 1.5 lives, and then your hero doesn't feel so good. So I mean, he was in a good spot, but it's like Minescu was fishing for kills for so long, while IG was just AFK farming, that it felt like a playstyle difference that maybe Minescu wasn't expecting. I don't know if you feel the same way, but that's kind of what it looked like to me.
I think they felt like IG's playing this farm game with Medusa and not going to actually challenge them to like, oh, you know, we don't have Wukong's command, it doesn't matter. We've got global, we've got everything else. We've got the Dark Willow ultis, but Medusa was happy to come join the fight, had the man to start.
Not looking very good for a Ninja Boogie. Although, okay, they do get the winner.
Aware of that. They're going to keep pressing forward. I think they feel very strong now with this Medusa. Great front line. Blink Echo Slam. There's Baboka. Shows up. Bails out XXS, who barely gets the Stone Gaze off. Just had enough mana for it. And Ice.
What an
All
angle.
sorts of trouble.
Huge team fight there. That was a beautiful Echo Slam.
They just got all their ultis back up on the Mineski side, but it was IG with the great Echo Slam usage and good positioning, like having that Medusa in the front line, taking up all the damage, surviving through it all.
She's so tanky now. She finished Manta Style pre-20 minutes, then she gets a Dragon Lance. Now she's queuing up Scotty.